Good evening, everybody. Here we are with Lionel and baby Ziggy. Jen will be here any minute. She's just finishing her show. She's live as well. And we are going to be talking about the Super Bowl, Jay-Z's Illuminati hand signal, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye, Drake, maybe a bit of Bieber, and answering your questions, folks. But most importantly, please subscribe to Lionel's channel. All the links are in the description box below this video. Hello, my friend.
How are you, my good friend? Good to see you.
Yeah, we've just come back from Devon, haven't we, Ziggy? We had a little vacation.
There he is.
You waving? You waving?
How was Devon? Did you?
Oh, it's beautiful. The southwestern English coast. Yeah, it's
Sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's really scenic, isn't it, Ziggy? Isn't it? Yeah, the playroom. He was running around all over the hotel, causing mayhem. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What was your thoughts then?
Thoughts on well, forget the game. I mean, just so that you know a little background. I am not. I don't care about sports, unless I have some betting on it or something. I'm not a bettor, like a couple of bucks. I don't really care. I will tell you that of the two, I was for Philly. Philadelphia is one of the toughest towns. They're really forgotten. I mean, I think they're in many respects tougher than New York. They have a different vibe, a different attitude. And they were kind of written off. The poor mayor, if you ever see this, the poor mayor, she got up and she tried to spell Eagles. That's a big thing. E-A-G-O. And she came up with E-S-G. I don't know. It was Sanskrit or something, some kind of a Phoenician. It was. So they're laughing at her, and they just had it wrapped up. They just and whenever I see this, it's my nature. As soon as somebody thinks they're going to win, I'm for the other guy. Whoever is the just let me in. Just tell me. I would be the worst gambler. Give me the worst. Okay, the odds. I'm with them. Maybe not to bet, but in terms of the support. So anyway, so I thought that was great. And what was it was just absolutely divisive. It was like this team didn't. This guy was looking at his third Super Bowl. He's been to 5 Super Bowls. Mahomes, by the way, Mahomes, which is very similar to a particular phrase in Cuban, a nickname of Mohong, which is completely different, which a lot of my friends in West Tampa were laughing hysterically. In any event, that aside, absolute worst halftime ever. Nobody understood it. Even the fans, the people who loved this said, what the was that all about? It was though somebody said, I've got 10 different, Ziggy knows what I'm talking about. It's though they had 10 different choreographers who never met. And then on that day, they put them all together. And none of it blended. I couldn't figure it out. Serena Williams or whoa, I didn't understand what it was. It was stupid. Now, here is the thing. By virtue of the fact of my sensibilities, my generation, I have absolutely no affinity whatsoever for rap or hip hop. None. It just doesn't. It does not. It goes into my head, and I recognize that. That does not mean to disrespect the art form, the popularity. I don't get golf or fishing either, but a lot of people love that. So I'm not going to say it's stupid, even though I would rather drink bleach. Uh-oh.
The lady has arrived. I was checking to see where my child was.
That's always the sound of a good movie. Like one of these great, I was looking to see, and then we realized they were missing. Anyway, he's in good hands, I think. I can't vouch for him.
You gorgeous, gorgeous boy. Right, I will come and grab him. Good
well,
to
thank
see
you. Enough about me. But your child is gorgeous as well. Please tone it down, Jen. Tone it down. I have that effect on people.
Oh, thank you, guys. But have a lovely evening.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
You're a lucky dude, my friend. Enjoy these years. Before you know it, you're going to be wearing diapers, and he's going to be holding you like that. Which is before. Anyway, so let me just get this prefatory thing out of the way. I have no affinity for it, but I have tremendous respect. As you know, hip hop was born here in the Bronx. I can tell you, you can go to the particular apartment, the street where it started. I mean, this is truly an American art form. It is absolutely, I'll just keep talking to you like it does, but it is an art form without compare. It is beyond popularity. So that being said, I don't want people to think, oh, you're just saying that because you don't like it or appreciate it. No, I think it's something. There's something to be said for that. However, that being said, the attempt at whatever, the choreography, it was a mishmash. It was confused. And normally, whenever you see, this is the most amazing thing. Somebody's tuning in right now and they're saying, who is this man? He's talking to no one, but that's okay. Whenever you have the entire world saying something in unison, that means something. That means something. And I think everybody in unison said it was a disaster. It was so devoid of anything. We couldn't figure it out. Not only that, it was hard for me, unless you knew the songs, to make out what they were saying. As far as, there he is, as far as, I'm not sure if you heard any of that or if it matters to you, but it was horrible. It was just in terms of the message, the choreography, the positioning. It was terrible. And it's not just me it was, listen, I like Broadway, but I've seen bad Broadways. He's talking to himself now, by the way.
Is my audio back on? Ziggy knocked my microphone off the desk and I had no audio.
You're sounding fine.
Okay,
good. I hear you fine.
Good, thank you.
So the performance was terrible. Now, the Illuminati, number one, we've been through this. He says, no, it's a sign of the diamond, and he had it copyrighted or whatever it was. Diamond Dallas Page. Remember that? There was a lawsuit. Remember the wrestler, Diamond Dallas Page? Let me start off. Nobody on that crew in the world of whatever is in the Illuminati. Let's just get this. I don't even know where the Bavarian Weishaupt, none. It does not exist. They use it as a word to describe this non-specific, occultish thing that they can't explain. I don't believe if you went to Jay-Z and Beyonce, they probably don't even live together, but if you went in, I don't think you would surprise them. And he has a horns helmet and there's animal sacrifice. There is no application of it. There is no practice. It is a word like underground, organized crime, occult. You know, I mean, even a cult has more. There is no Illuminati. For them, they don't know what it is. They couldn't spell it. We're talking about people here who have basically third grade education. I don't know where they're from. They don't know they don't even know who the president is. They have no idea of history, but they're going to talk about, again, the Illuminati and the various symbology. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, as you know, Sean, Crips, Bloods, they have that arthritic hand gestures, that did this. Human beings love symbology. Love it. Love it is who we are. This, all these flipping people off. These folks, young and otherwise, love trends. I come from a generation where we had Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne, and it was witchcraft, and this, and then there was a Stevie Nicks, she was a witch. Rhiannon was a witch. Sammy Davis Jr. was in the witch club. Anton LaVey was this. We had Son of Sam, satanic, and okay, fine. There is no Church of the Illuminati. They don't recognize it. They don't practice it. It is just they love symbology. All of a sudden, somebody said, let's wear a baseball cap backwards. When I was a kid, that means you're an idiot or you're a catcher. You're a baseball player and you're a catcher and you flip it because you put the mask on. And then all of a sudden, it became cool. If you wore it like that, you look like an idiot. Then one day they said, no, it's cool. It just changes. So Illuminati, somewhere along the line, came this. Now, as soon as somebody mentions it, their managers are going to say, whatever you did, when you went like that, yeah, do it again. Why? Well, there's an article here that we planted that asks whether you are a member of the Illuminati. What's the Illuminati? I have no idea what they think it is, and they're talking about us. How much do you want to bet that before they got on the phone, they said, Drake, yeah, listen, Kendrick here. Okay, I'm going to do the thing, right? I'm going to do the song, and I'm going to change a word, okay? Okay, good. How are we doing? Everybody's mentioning us. Terrific. I'm going to do this. This is the world of professional wrestling. This I know. Professional wrestling in the old days is when it absolutely, positively was the best tutorial for life. They did everything. This is before, Vince McMahon. I don't know if wrestling is big where you were, but when I was a kid, it was NWA. It was in Florida, and they had everything. They had a cult. They had devil worship. They had a German, they were nutsos, and they had everything. Whatever worked, it was just a fact. That's what this is. Look at this guy on the left. This guy who has matted seaweed in his hair. Do you think he really knows anything about the Illuminati? Of course not. So that's nothing. Now, as far as depravity, that's another story. That I cannot speak to. That has no name. That's not you're not a part of a club. You're just depraved. And that, unfortunately, is seen far too often. That's another story. But that's also about the cult of the music business. Forget Illuminati. Sean, look at these people themselves. Look at how so many people have looked to these folks as gods. As gods. That is the religion. That is the Illuminati. That's it. Did you see this one? Serena Williams? What the hell was this about? It's amazing she ever ran around a court, wasn't it? I'm just saying she was a tremendous athlete. But I mean, this was, did they just go down the list? Who do we got? Serena Williams? Anybody else? Anybody else? Samuel L. Jackson. All right. Okay. Morgan Freeman. Oh, he's not busy. Who else? How about the Wanda Sykes? No? Okay. How about the guy who played? It was a hodgepodge, and it was. Listen, I don't want to. I'm not saying this because I don't like the music. It was ridiculous.
What about the boule? What about the boule, Lionel?
Do you have a picture of that one?
The Black Illuminati, the boule.
Oh, come
on. Professor Hamamoto speaks about it.
Okay. Again, would you please reference to where is it? Let's go to what am I trying to say? Let's go to voodoo in shall we say in New Orleans, the Geechee and the this and that. You want to do that? They mention it. They mention. How about Baphomet? Throw that in there. What else we got? Lucifer. Throw that in there. Let me throw in. I am familiar with Santeria. You ever seen those people?
Yeah,
that's real. Not necessarily the truth, but the Santeros. These are legit. They have. You probably don't have this, but they have these botanicas where you go to buy the fetlock of the. Okay, so I just throw this out. If I say Elegua, oh, St. Anthony, I got it, and I go like this, and it's like Borat. Okay, the Illuminati for black people. Okay, what do you do, black people? Do you go to the Boule church? Do you do something? Or is that, no, that's just ours. How about the Masons? Freemasons, want to throw that in there? How about the 3 6s? Remember there was some reference to 3 6? What are you, satanic? They're going into the prize closet, and they're pulling everything out and throwing it at you. What does this mean? Illuminati for black people. There is no Illuminati for white people. So what it is for? So please tell me, sit down and tell me what it is. Take me to can we go to a session? Can we go to a service? Can we go to an episode? Listen, this gets people's attention. I swear to God, it's like, oh. So anyway, I'm not trying to downplay this, but Sean, where have these people been? Remember when gangsta, all of a sudden, gangsta, I'm a gangsta, I'm a Crip, I'm on the 47th 15th Avenue. They lived in this little room, this little place. This is my block. I shoot you, you shoot me. And all of a sudden people say, I'm Compton and don't got the gap and a cap in your ass. One block, that's it. They don't go beyond. These people in Compton never went to LA. They never. So all of a sudden, people in Madison, Wisconsin, some guy named Rusty there, some guy with red hair would say, hey, yo, in. And they got into that stuff. It's like,
well, listen, hold on a second. Here's what the AI says on Google. The Illuminati is a secret society that is said to have originated in Bavaria. Today, there are several fraternal orders that use the name Illuminati, but there is no evidence that they are connected.
we use the word Illuminati. The word mafia is used. Gangster is used. Church is used. This is ceremonial carnivalism. It's great. It's fun. It's fun. It means nothing. There's no, where do we go? What do we do? The only time it ever meets is when there's an event. So I'm just saying. Now, if Catholicism, yes. Santeria, brujeria, yeah. Oh, yeah. Voodoo, yeah. There are some folks who are, purveyors, and you can do that. So let's go on a road trip. Let's go to the Illuminati store. Let's go to one of these. It doesn't. I'm sorry, I don't want to dispel rumors. It's nice. It only exists in speech. Let me go back to the
is the shadow government the Illuminati? Sophia
no.
Because you agree there's the deep state, right?
No. Whoa. First of all, there's a difference. Deep state is almost like, put it this way, deep state, and you have it in everybody's got in their country. This is the entrenched. These are the folks who make up the government. They've been there forever, and they pass it on, and it's civil service, and they're part of they're like the termites that hold the house up. They're localized to a government. That's really what they are. It's basically, the origins are from a Turkish term. Deep state are the people who are the same ones who are recycled over and over again. They're like the Stay Behind program. Look at this. The eye. They've been doing this since Egypt. Birds, eyes, suns, moons. Okay. Yeah. Crosses, triangles. Want to keep going on? Uh-huh. This is what we do. Look at crop circles. Go just fly. Look, I'm not saying this doesn't exist, but you don't take this to the next step. Okay, I got the eye. What do? I don't even wear it. Yeah, but I got the eye. I want to be a member of the Illuminati. There is no membership. We just talk about it. But go back to the deep state. The deep state are the people who represent. They're all of like the holdovers. They're the government. Shadow government is the ruling class that runs the world. And they're not part of a fraternal group. You could go maybe a little bit above the Bilderbergs, the G7s, or they have here in our country, we have these groups, the CFR, the Trilaterals, even in the world of libertarians, they have the Mont Pelerin Society. There's all these folks. So these are just, when I ask, for example, in our country, we're going through this world right now that this is so interesting. Donald Trump is destroying everything, one organization at a time. Let me give you an example. In the United States, there was a group called USAID. Okay, Agency for International Development. This was the paymaster. And nobody talked about it because they said, well, it's the AID. Aid. It's good. We are the world. Farm aid, live aid, Band-Aid. It's good. That was set up as the paymaster. So somewhere along the line, way above that, somebody said, we're going to do everything we can to destroy whatever your society. What do you need? Well, Sean and I would like to go on and spread anti-British, anti-UK, whatever it is. Terrific. We'll help you out. And by the way, Sean's got a great lot. Sean would like $10 million a year. No problem. USAID, they'll take care of it. What is it? There's a foundation. Give me your foundation. All of a sudden, you get paid for this. Do you know what they found out? Do you remember? Let me go back up. In 2017, there was a guy, you know who Moby is? You know Moby, the musician, electronic, whatever it is.
I met him once.
Okay, you kind of favor each other a little bit. Anyway, in 2017, he admitted, he said, yeah, the CIA, our intel, came to him and said, we want to use your social media platform because you have millions of followers. And undoubtedly they paid him. We have this complete jerk off by the name of Rob Reiner, who was screaming and yelling. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Robert De Niro. These people aren't making any money. So somebody comes along and says, how would you like to be the spokesperson from Hollywood? And don't forget, Hollywood and entertainment is very, very important to push the agenda of the people who want to control the world. Give them a name, the shadow government. What? They don't meet and knock on the door and have a special knock. It might have been some of the monarchs. It might have been the people. There's kind of a loose association of the people who basically run the world. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so people like De Niro, people like this guy Rob Reiner, people maybe in your Stephen King, the author. These people don't make as much as you think. We've talked about this a million times. Same thing with Diddy and others as well. So what they do is they come along and they say, we'll take care of it. Rob Reiner, when was the last time he made a movie? What? Princess Bride, A Few Good Men? They're not making it. But if you become the face of this, you can be the face of this. Who's being rude? I don't know what that means. They could be about being rude. I don't know what that means. Anyway, you take these people and you put them in to be a part of this. And you pay them handsomely because they're desperate. All of a sudden, you're wondering why Robert De Niro used to show up every 5 minutes screaming against Trump. It's like, where is he? Here he is. This guy who was supposedly so reclusive, he's always there. I wouldn't be surprised. And if you look at Moby, these people are paid. It goes without saying, if I can control the music world. Remember Tavistock and the Beatles in the 60s and experiments? And there are folks, the same kind of folks who give you World Economic Forum and who give you Klaus Schwab's and the World Health Organization and the CDC folks. They're almost like they just love to be Bill Gates. They just have a lot of time on that, and they love to pull the string. You know what I mean? That's kind of who they are. But above that, remember Lionel's rule. If you know the name of the person, they're not involved. Whoever's name, if you have a name, they're not involved. Because the people who are in charge. Here's one for you. George Soros. Biggest piker you've ever met. We had this group in the U.S., George Soros spent air quotes here about $50 million, they said, to support these local prosecutors, district attorneys who are leftists and they believe in social justice and all this stuff. Turns out he didn't pay him. It came from AID. They're the paymaster. It's like in the mob. It's a no-show job. This guy was taking credit for everything. No, he just loves to take the credit. There were people, Sean, if I'm creating the numbers out of nowhere, if I say, how much do you want for this? Well, you're not going to believe it. How much do you want? 10 million pounds. Great. Call your bank. Look at this. I got 10 million pounds. I know. I just want like that. I create this. What do you want? Take it back? It's okay. Yeah, but they found that out. That's okay. We'll do it over here. We got a foundation. We'll take care of it. And by the way, if you don't like it here, we've got something on the Cayman Islands. We'll take care of this for you. Believe me, this money means nothing to us. We want everybody to be on our side. In my country, if you're a conservative, you don't have that group. There is no Illuminati for the conservative or the right wing or the Republican or Tories it doesn't exist. It's all those people. They even control. Sean, they control everything. So here's the best part. The people that I want to get a hold of, you can sink your teeth in anything. Give me black folks. Give me black folks, impressionable black folks. Black folks, young men without fathers, young men who are impressionable, young men who want to do everything in their power to be cool, to be just like young people in general. And I'll get a Kendrick Lamar. And I'm going to say, you're going to get 5 Grammys. Why? Because I said so.
All right. Well,
but you're going to sell.
Having...
But you're going to sell your soul to me. I own you, Kendrick. You're going to sell. Well, it's a Faustian bargain. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
All right. While Lionel was having a sip of his tea, let me just clarify a few things. So, the definition of the deep state is a type of government made up of potentially secret and authorized networks of power operating independently of a state's political leadership in pursuit of their own agenda and goals. So Lionel has acknowledged the deep state, but what he's saying is, historically, we've got this secret society called the Illuminati, but presently, the famous people, Hollywood, people looking to do PR stunts, have co-opted the symbolism to get talked about all over the world.
Absolutely.
So they can sell records, be in the news, and have people generate conspiracy theories around them to create more publicity for them. He's not disavowing the existence of secret societies. He's fully acknowledging the Freemasons. Well, we can get to that because lots of questions go. But I just wanted to clarify a few things because people are thinking that by saying the Illuminati doesn't exist, they think you're saying the deep state doesn't exist. There's no secret society.
No. Yeah, but I'm giving. Let me ask you a question. Does organized crime exist? Yeah. Where is it? Well, it depends which one. Does evil exist? Yeah. Well, where is it? Does religious zealotry? Does there's a word that we use about people who use a particular type of file. There is no. Those people are real, but the Illuminati from the Weishaupt, from the Bavarian, there is no. That is a word that's been co-opted. Let me see if I can explain this thing in my way. There's a thing here. My definition: the term deep state refers to a hidden, entrenched network of bureaucrats, think more government, intel officials, intelligence, military personnel, powerful policymakers, and who allegedly operate independently of elected officials. It's often seen as a collection of career insiders within government agencies like the CIA, FBI, MI6, whatever your version of it, that maintain influence regardless of political shifts. They're like the stay-behinds in World War II. That's what Gladio tried. They're just there. The term became popular in discussions about covert. It actually, like I said, was Turkish in origin. Shadow government overlaps with the concept of deep state, but focuses more on external influences that control or steer official government actions behind the scenes. This could be lobbyists, private corporations, think tanks, intel contractors, media elites, working to manipulate it. The shadow government is often described as having ties to global financial institutions, think tanks, entities like the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberg Group. That's shadow government. Deep state is more home office, the guy who's the clerk. He's been there forever. Now, the Illuminati is an historical secret society that originated in Bavaria in the late 1700s, but has since become the centerpiece of many, quote, conspiracy theories. Modern references to the Illuminati typically depicted as a powerful, covert organization pulling the strings of world events from politics to pop culture. Unlike the deep state or the shadow government, which are grounded in tangible networks, the Illuminati is often viewed as a more abstract or mythical entity associated with global elites. New World Order also was one of those, control of the media, entertainment, and the like. So in summary, deep state focuses on unelected officials and insiders within the government. The shadow government involves external forces steering government actions covertly, And the Illuminati represents a more kind of an expansive and often mythologized concept of a secret group controlling world events. I will tell you, it's like the word the Satanists and Luciferians. There are some people, to be sure, they're Wiccans. I'm not saying they're the same. But to think, now, let me explain something. If all of a sudden tomorrow, somebody picks up, whoever their management is, CAA or somebody, if Cat Williams, or whom I love, but if all of a sudden the crucifix and this, well, remember they said this was a sign of white supremacy. There's all this stuff. If all of a sudden it's Christianity, before your time, in around the early 70s, we had Jesus Christ. Oh, this is Anton LaVey. Classic. Complete BS. Love the act. This is professional wrestling. This is like Baron von Raschke. You can't write this. It's beautiful. Have you seen the guy with the bad eye? What's his name? There was a movie or a documentary called Hail Satan, I think it's called. And it's about this fellow who wanted to put Baphomet, and he has an eye that's disfigured. He's a Harvard grad. He's the best. Have you seen him? The movie's called Hail Satan. It was so funny. My wife and I went to a documentary. And the fellow was standing outside of the movie, out of the particular theater. And as he was announcing it, he said, "Hail Satan!" And he was trying to announce it. I said, "Listen, keep that to yourself. Whatever you do in your own time is your business." Anyway, it was a joke. So it was kitschy. They got together and you said, "Do you sacrifice anything?" No. What do you do? That's him. That's him right there. Get his name. See his eye? This guy's perfect. Look at his right eye. There's something obscured with it. He is perfect. And they love this. He's scary. He used to be on TV and they kind of lost their way. Now, remember, somewhere in parts of the world, some groups of people are really into this. And let me also tell you about, I mentioned Santeria from the Caribbean and voodoo, and this, growing up in Florida, that exists. They are dead serious about that. Where you call a santero. You can do this. If you have some problems, you call this guy. He says, "I got a problem for you." If all of a sudden you say, "I'm dreaming," I know for a fact this is going on right now. A friend of mine's father was dreaming about having nightmares about his mother. His mother passed away. My friend's grandmother died. So his father just could not believe, and he said, "Do you have a place in your home, like a bookshelf or something with levels?" He goes, "Yes." And there was a particular flower. And he said, "I want you to put this flower and raise it up every single day." And it worked. Another one, you're going to love this, in the Santeria. A friend of mine said his wife was really into it. And she called it Santero. And they believe in animal sacrifice. But not, like little pigeons and things, because of the life force and the blood. So he comes home. It looks, so help me God, it looks like something from a Quentin Tarantino movie. They had a shower curtain in the garage. And it happens. There are these, at the time of, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's fascinating. At the time in the Caribbean and around Cuba and various islands, and this transmogrification of Africans, as Christianity moved in, they forbade this type of faith. So what they did was they took Christian symbols like Saint Anthony was Elegua, and they called them Saint Anthony, but it's not Saint Anthony, and it was a child saint. And I've seen this before. If you walk into a house and you see don't ask me this, the railroad spike, a roll of money, rum and cigars and toys, that is the altar for Elegua. This is going on now. But here's the best part about these people. When you go to most faiths, they say, just pray. Well, nothing happened. Well, you got to have faith. What these folks do is they say, don't believe us unless we deliver. If we deliver, then you believe us. It's so this is real. That stuff is real. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but nobody's gonna. If the hip hop community finds out about that, that'll be next. They'll be walking out with a coconut head and a railroad spike. They will do whatever. I promise you, Kendrick Lamar. If you sat down and said, "All right, you're not getting out of here. Tell me everything you know about the Illuminati. Tell me. Don't get it. You can't leave. Tell me. Tell me, what does it mean to you? Why do you go like this? Well, no. Tell me. Explain it. They'll say it's an act. No. What do you mean it's an act? No. You know what about Boule? It's a black. Okay, it's a black. But do you practice it? No. Do you go to a church? No. Do you secretly marry and have multiple wives? And no. So when people say, I'm not trying to be rude, it's the black Illuminati, great. And here's the Greek Illuminati. And you can go to every culture, but we have loved this. Remember the Phil Donahue show? That was a thing. They would have everybody. Now, these are your local Satanists. And then there were nudists. And then there were swingers. And then there's all these subterranean parts of society. They exist. But I promise you, this is something about all in symbol only. The symbols end. We have in our country fraternities, college fraternities. You know, there's secret societies like Skull and Bones at Yale. I'm a member of a fraternity. It's a secret organization. It's called Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Everybody would. William McKinley, Lloyd Bridges, I think Jeff Bridges, Sam Elliott. You go to college and you join this thing. Black fraternities are even better. Alpha Kappa Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, till the day I die. They are so hardcore. Black fraternities, they brand. They have an Omega. They have a brand. And because black, there's more melanin for the most part, they keloid and will leave these huge scars. And you can see sometimes the brand through shirts. This is serious stuff. Now, we didn't go that far. We just drank beer and had parties and, you wear a robe and, that kind of thing. So it's this thing that we do. I don't know if you are religious at all. If you've ever been to a baptism, ablution, the notion of reconciliation and confession and the candles it's, I don't have to be Mr. Archaeology or Mr. Anthropology. That's what's going on here. But what's interesting is I would not be, how many people are talking about Drake right now? How many people looked up that song? How many people? By the way, you know who's the greatest of them all? Elon Musk, who says, I'm going to run 5 commercials. People watch that damn Super Bowl because of Elon Musk. There were no commercials. Did you hear that one? Elon said, I'm going to put something about, we have DOGE, the Department of Government and Efficiency. And people were saying, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl for the first time. Now, this is great. I know more people who were saying to me, who's that guy? Eddie Kendrick? No, from The Temptation. This is the Kendrick Lamar, whatever. Who's Drake? What is this? What is this song? Look at search engines. What's the song? What is it about? What's the lawsuit? What is it? What's the deal? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. The question is right now, you know what they're thinking? How do we do this again? Maybe he does do a suit. Now, compare this to Diddy. That's the lawsuit you don't want. And Jay-Z, notice how Jay-Z's not taking any credit for this? When that Rock Nation was in charge of all this, the music, he's nowhere to be found. Believe me, as soon as this thing was over, he got in the car and he took off. He says, I don't want to be a part of this. Now, did you watch, I know you're not talking about this, did you see Taylor Swift booed last night?
Yeah, Trump was
greatest thing ever. This is how something happens like that. This was the #1 touring Swifties, and they just said no. Like that. We hate you. This is the way we're like flocks. You've seen starlings and birds that fly, those they call murmurations. They just move like this. You're wondering, What is propelling them? Why did they like her and they hate her? Look at the look. Look at the red. Now, if that's not Luciferian, I don't know what. Last night, I want people to understand something. Illuminati, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but if you want to believe in the Illuminati, go ahead. That's like saying I believe in stuff. What does that mean? I don't know. What stuff? Whatever you want it to be. That's the Illuminati. It's stuff. But this one, last night, I'm sitting here in New York. I've got my phone out. I am connected to the world. We are on one heartbeat. I don't have to pick up the phone. I don't have to wait. I'm there now. Yeah, there's the debate, but I'm saying, and all of a sudden, a meme pops up, and the most devilish, beautiful minds will work on something. There are these little memes, you know, that little dog or whatever the thing is that looks sideways, or you see the Drake thing. There are these memes that become memes, and we are applauding each other. The day of the political cartoon is over. I'm feeling this. I am connected to this thing. And all of a sudden, people who don't know who Taylor Swift is, they'll say, I hate her. Why? Because everybody's going that way. There are people who loved Kendrick Lamar. 5 Grammys. Now, I'm not saying this, but would you be surprised if they told you, all those things are fixed? Ricky Gervais has been talking about this, the Academy Awards. Do you see what they're doing to the woman, the trans actress who apparently didn't play along? She's not going to get anything. What's her name from the movie Paris, whatever. This is so rigged. It's so rigged, it's not even funny. But what I'm saying is, like that, they hate her. Kendrick Lamar went from the hottest thing ever. We'll get to Kanye in a moment. Kanye's the biggest genius of them all. Kanye is, but I got a prediction with this one. This account doesn't exist. They should have said it never exists. Now, let me stop for a second. This is your death. When you don't exist, now hear me out, on social media, you don't exist. When you're able to use social media, you're going to meet one day like this. You're going to go up to somebody and you're going to say, hi, Sean. Who are you, Sean? Just a minute, Sean. What happened to you, Sean? I'm here. No, you're not. I'm looking. I'm looking here. You don't exist anymore. You don't exist. Remember the great notion of that great story about the Rockefeller threat, where he says, we want you to go digital. I want you to exist digitally. And then one day when you're found guilty, I don't put you in jail. I just turn you off. And poof, you disappear. I'm not kidding. Forget the Illuminati. This is the scariest stuff. This is what you should be scared of right now. This is it. Now let's talk about Kanye. Prediction. Write this down. Just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. That's the way I get out of things. I say, I wouldn't be surprised. It's not really an opinion. It's just a statement. Kind of gets me around. I wouldn't be surprised if one day we found out that Sean Atwood is anti-Levin. Now, this guy is a genius. If I sat down with Ye, whatever, I'd say, Kanye, what do you do? He says, I don't know. I haven't. When was the last time he made a song? What does he do? I don't know. I sit back, I get drunk, I get high, and I say, what can I do? Come here, Bianchi. I got this girl. She walks around naked. What? I'll give that a shot. I'll walk around in a garbage bag. I'll disappear. I'll go a Hitlerian, then I'll go Christian, then I'll go on Joe Rogan, then I'll do this, then I'll do that. You can't follow me. Tomorrow, I'm a Viking. Next, I'm a potted plant. Next, I'm the embodiment of Beelzebub or Jesus. I'm the Christ child. Then I'm going to renounce my blackness. I'm a white guy named Rusty O'Reilly from Madison, Wisconsin. You'll follow me wherever I go. So again, if you sat down, I noticed you have this swastika thing. Can you tell me something about the air? I don't know anything about that. Now, here's what I would not be surprised if one day this happens. Somebody has enough with him. You know what they did to Britney Spears, right? In the U.S., we have a thing called a conservatorship. It's the biggest form of judicial slavery. Let's say I work for you, or I know you. I don't even work for you. I deliver pizza to your house. I don't know. And I go to a court here in this country, and I say, I've known Sean Atwood, and I think he's acting crazy. I don't think he's able to, and I want to be his conservator. I want to have a conservatorship. Who are you? I'm concerned for him. The court grants it, and I become in charge of you. Sound far-fetched? Happens all the time. They did it to Wendy Williams. They did it to Britney Spears. They did it to, and they're going to get him. And guess who's going to be the person leading the show? Bianca. Nude girl, naked with a saran wrap and whatever it is. By the way, that act, how many times have you ever walked out nude and go, oh, okay. Isn't that sad? She walks out, I'm nude. I know. We've seen this a million times. We've habituated. Habituation and conditioning are two concepts, very similar. Habituation is when you wear something like an article of clothing and you don't notice it anymore because you're the stiff. Look at this. What does she have to do? Set herself on fire next? I have no idea. Wear a full Indian headdress, a gondolier's outfit. What does she do? I don't know. She says, thanks, Kanye. I can't even, maybe work into it. Maybe we could do like a little reveal. No, you have me go full nude. It's like going full retard. You have to go full nude. Now what do I do? Wear a sackcloth and a scythe and I walk through. I'm the Grim Reaper. I don't know what the hell's going on. So anyway, and he doesn't know either. He doesn't know either because here's the best part. They don't know what the hell's going on. Kanye says, you don't understand it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to be Mussolini next. I don't even know who he is. I'm going to be Mussolini. Will that piss people off? No, not really. Attila the Hun, too far back. Genghis Khan, there you go. I'm Zsa Zsa Gabor. That's it. I am going to. Now, this one lady said she looks like Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, by the way, started it, but gave us the look. You see the look of vapidity, the look of insipidity, the empty, vacuous, vacant, hollow. Look what they're doing. Imagine going back to the time of, Charlie Chaplin, and you could say, I'm going to show you the future. Look at these two. Wow, what do they do? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't. He did some music before. What does he do now? I don't know. What does she do? I don't know. She was known for being steatopygian. She had a big butt. They have butt implants. What? Yes. They're like, so what does she do? I don't know. And she has her sisters. You know her one sister, Chloe, who's they said was OJ's daughter, though she's not. She had a head transplant. Have you seen her? She's like 7 feet tall. All of them look like the Armenian, like Bob Kardashian. They all look. Did you see them before the work was done? Did you ever see them? You wouldn't recognize them. Yeah, I mean, they were younger, of course, but this is completely, this is one of the most important experiments. They do nothing. You're right, Sophia says, famous for being famous. But one step further, Sophia, they told you. Do you remember, this is before your time, there was this commercial for Alberto VO5. It was a hairspray. And this woman says, hello, I'm Rula Lenska. When I go out, I want to look at my best. And she's coming out the stage door, and the pictures are going, and she said, thank you so much for I love Alberto VO5. And I said, who the hell's Rula Lenska? We said, don't worry about it. She's Rula Lenska. I said, no, who's Rula Lenska? And she became famous because she said, I'm Rula Lenska. Kim Kardashian said, I'm Kim Kardashian. She made a sex tape with Ray J that her mother pimped out, sold it. Imagine that. This is your kid, and you sell it, and she became famous. Paris Hilton was the who introduced us. At least Paris said, that's hot. She did okay, especially her sister Nikki marrying a Rothschild. Oh, you talk about Illuminati. Dear God. So anyway, but look at where we are right now. So here we are. you're in the UK, I'm in New York, and we're talking about this Kendrick Lamar Illuminati, which isn't the Illuminati, a bad halftime show, and it is captivating our attention, and nothing happened. You've got this once great tennis player who did some steps that I could do drunk because they scoured. She didn't do anything. And people and throughout the world last night was this phrase in various languages. What the is this? What do you mean? No, what is this? I don't know what this is. Did you ever see the Eskimo Olympics? Did you ever see that? Look up Eskimo Olympics, the ears. Two people sit on the floor. They tie a rope like around each ear and your ear, and I pull back. Look it up. And I pull back until my ear snaps off or I scream in pain. It's called the Eskimo Olympics. That makes more sense than this. I watched the Eskimo Olympics. I'm thinking, what is this? But at least it's a competition. Look at this. That's it. This is the Eskimo Olympics. That's what they do. This makes more sense than Kendrick Lamar. You can see, what is he doing? He's trying to pull his ear off. Look at this. You know, you could own the franchise because you're very entrepreneurial. You could make this big in the UK. Think about this. And if you all of a sudden, and we could pretend like we're big fans of it, and I'll get a star, and the next thing you know, so help me God, people will do ear wrestling overnight because humans have no soul. That's what Kendrick Lamar is all about. That's why we're talking about this. Nothing happened. Look at this guy. What is this? Somebody sat back and said, all right, I need some costumes. Can we do something that look like ice skaters? Okay, can you do this? Can you imagine the choreography? I live right by Broadway. Seriously, very close. Jerome Kern, some of the greatest, Bob Fosse, complicated choreography that took months to master. I could show anybody in 5 minutes this. And there were many of them, and none of it made any sense. They were just saying, what else we got? Throw in a couple of Amish guys on a unicycle. Get it? Have them wear the eye. Why? Illuminati. But they're the Amish. Even better. Kanye, over here. Can you wear the helmet? The Goebbels thing? Can you do that? Yeah. Do it. Why? I don't know. Atwood, do me a favor. Come out with an Ike jacket on a unicycle, too. We like a tutu. And yell, perfide Albion, and give Churchill's speech. Nude as you moon. They just work with me on this. And they're just spitballing and they're coming up. Okay, ready? And then we're going to get every out of work actor. We're going to get, I don't know, somebody. We're going to get Bill Wyman. Bill Wyman is going to come on and play the part of Father Time. Why? I don't know why. And then we're going to throw this at you. They're going to talk about us for 5 days. And we're going to say, you're a genius. Can you do it again? Absolutely. Right now, Kanye, or was it, more people have said, I know people say, who's Drake? What did he say? What's his song? And they're reading about it. Go to Wikipedia. Can you read? Well, you know, they changed the lyric. What was it about? Well, you know what it was about. Is it true? I don't know. How about suing somebody for a song that defames you? It's a song. It's brilliant. Meanwhile, Diddy is hey, remember me? Hello, I'm Diddy. I weigh 40 pounds. My hair is white. I can't get my hair. Remember me? I'm charged with conspiring to racketeer by myself. I don't know anything. Hello, nothing. Anybody? Even Jay-Z, he was sued for like a minute. He's out of there. And they forgot about him. Trump's pardoning this one. Trump's going this. Diddy, the people who brought Diddy to trial, they've left. We have a new prosecutor in. They're saying, I'll get to Diddy later. I have no idea. What did I do? I don't know what you did. I didn't even know last night. Nobody's calling for your freedom. You think somebody would have said last night, now one person, free Diddy? No. They don't even know what he did.
Kanye was calling for free Diddy.
Kanye's calling for free Adolf. He doesn't know any. He'll say whatever. I think he has a. They have a bet. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a hat, and on that hat are slips of paper. Adolf, this, yeast infection, Winston Churchill, the Adirondacks, Devon, partying, ashtrays, cactus, and venereal warts. And he puts it in there and he shakes it up like that. And he goes, what do you got? Oh, venereal warts. Put it down. Condyloma cuminata. Hey, I'm human papillomavirus. We're going to infect a perineum. Hey, what else we got? Well, Benito Mussolini. Go with Mussolini. There you go. Is this Illuminati? I don't know what it is. Well, it's either an eye or butt cheeks. Go with it. Bring in Bianchi. Can you squat over somebody? Yeah, bring her in. And I'm convinced that Mahomes or Kansas City, he probably lost because he was watching that. And when he went back on the field, he said, what the hell was that? The game. Oh, yeah, the game. I don't even know what we're doing right now. More people walked out and they said Trump left early. Trump left early. Did you know that? He left before the game. And the reason why is out of kindness, because when he leaves, everything gets locked down. So he said, I'm going to leave early and while you're watching the game. So I'm telling people he was thoroughly disgusted with, didn't happen, but I'm going to say it. And people will say, okay, maybe. We love, I don't want to make jokes out of this, but sometimes there are some people, stimming, sometimes kids sometimes will stim. Some people will like cut themselves, hurt them because they have to feel something. We have to be involved in something, even if it's nothing. Oh, Jesus, what happened with this? Oh, God. Oh, the Kanye came out. I think the swastika, and then she came out, and then he came out, and the Illuminati, and then Venus won. I don't know how Venus won. And it was terrible. Oh, Jesus, God. And he did the song, and he played it. When he took the word out, what am I saying? I don't know. I don't know what I'm worried about. Anybody see your kids? My kids, I forgot to pick them up. Oh, my God. People don't care about their life. They're worried about this, and we're debating about, do you believe the Illuminati is... Maybe, but Kanye,
Kendrick is not in the Illuminati like Jay. The big deal over this new album by Kendrick is that he very radically called Drake a PDF in the lyrics.
Yes. Not only that, the whole theme was about it. I mean, it was one song after another. Pictures of the house with the red. I mean, whoa. Now, let me ask you something. The old, where there's smoke, there's fire. What does this guy know? First thing I would do is, I'd love to do this. You want some headlines? I would subpoena his ass, bring in Kendrick. We'll have a grand jury. Now tell us about this. Is there anything we should know about this? Huh? Yeah, you were making a lot of illusions. You want to be a snitch. Now, why isn't this snitching? I don't understand this. Because you know more about this than I do. Soul brother number one. What is this? What are you alluding to? If he wrote a song alluding to, let's say, somebody being a drug dealer, that would never happen. That would be very unwise. Why is this okay? This is the worst thing in the world. And why isn't there an answer? I don't. It's a very odd thing. And the last thing, meanwhile, when Diddy was probably at lockup watching the Super Bowl, he says, who do they got? Oh, no. Kendrick. Oh, no. What? You know what this song's about, right? Yeah. This is going to circle back to me. They're going to come back at me. I don't need this. Why are you doing this? Yeah, but you're not. No, everything was cool. People were kind of forgetting about me. And then they're going to talk about this. And then they're going to put up Jay-Z. And when they start doing the research, Diddy's name pops up. Diddy's picture.
What are Lionel's thoughts on the higher-ups who clearly okay this entire situation? We know they aren't the color of Kendrick.
Absolutely. They will do TIFF. They will do anything to sell. And if it works, if it bleeds, it leads. Whatever it is. I don't care. In wrestling, it's called bringing heat. Cause a friction, cause people to talk about. Let me say this again. Before yesterday, Drake, they thought it was a duck. Kendrick Lamar, who the hell is this? They didn't know Kendrick, Eddie Kendrick from The Temptation. No, a lot of people, I know you did. But today they're saying, well, what is this? Play that song. You got that song down. What is it? What? I don't even understand what it is. What is this? Now, I don't know if that's good for purposes of the Super Bowl, but whoever their managers are, double their commission. These are household. Now, I don't know what this is going to do to his music career. Remember, if he's hot, next year he'll get 10 Grammys. Whatever he does, he can do this and get a Grammy for that because he is the guy. Am I saying that these awards are contrived? Well, maybe. Joy says, I closed my eyes and hear Joe Pesci got me doubled over with my diaphragm hurting. Well, if your diaphragm is hurting, you might have it not in the right position. You might want to check with that. Call your physician because it might be misplaced or dislodged. Remember, sometimes if it's nothing worse than a diaphragm. Anyway, why does Taylor Swift get booed? She is so obnoxious. She was dating this guy named Kels. They call him Kelsey, but it's Kelce. He was on the Kansas City Chiefs. You got a picture of him? You're going to love this. Look up Kels and the outfit he wore showing up. It looks like something from the 70s, like Huggy Bear from, he looked like all he needs is a big felt hat with a feather. He looks like a pimp from like the days of, Clint Eastwood movies or blaxploitation. He wore an outfit nobody can figure out. They're laughing. He's turned into a joke. And his Kansas City teammates are saying, you've distracted. You're paying far too much attention to her. This is not, she got him to the Super Bowl, theoretically. No, that's not it. Get a picture of him showing up at the event, at the Super Bowl itself. He's wearing they're looking at him like, what is this? And by the way, this guy turned into like Flash Master Jam. He's hip hopping it. He's about as black as you are. And all of a sudden he's trying to cool it up. And they're saying, what is, they didn't like him and they didn't like her. And she would show up and be in the box. There he is. Look at this. Look at this outfit. Looks like a porn star. What is he, Ron Jeremy he's Harry Reams from the 70s. Look at this. What is this outfit? They're laughing. And by the way, there's something about that lapel pin. Don't know what it is, but a lot of you Illuminati fans, apparently they were circling it. This is, so anyway, so whenever there was a game, they would look up and she would be, pretending to be excited, hugging, taking a lot of attention away from the game. All read like a real Satanist. Well, I can't argue with that. So they just hate her. Ron Jeremy. There's a lot. Tom Ford glasses. That's right. A lot of people are doing these old. You got a very interesting crowd. How about a nice Herschel Savage reference? If anybody is hip to that, John Holmes. Anyway, who is this?
Shut Lionel
down. He crossed the line.
Crossed the...
Well, he says we don't even know who the president is. Well, who's we? I know who we is, but half of the people on that stage had no idea. Even with.
What's Lionel's thoughts on Diddy giving people body massages with his special baby oil?
Are you know how old that is? It wasn't the oil, it was what was in the oil. People were so, let me tell you something about it very quickly. I know people who were so worried about, and they found baby oil. They're fixated. What the hell is a baby oil? Do you hear what he was doing without the oil? But the baby oil freaked them out. Quick story. We had a guy, every now and then I call this a black socks effect. Very quickly, we had a dentist here years ago in the Upper East Side here in New York. And women would be put under for dental work. They would wake up, he'd be completely nude, but with a pair of black socks, and he would do terrible things. But they would say he had black socks. And whenever I would tell the story on the radio, people would say, black socks. And I said, where did you get, that's your focus? Now, by the way, these two people, nobody cares about. On the right is Luigi Mangione. This is the guy who killed the health company executive. He's off the radar completely. We don't even care anything about him. He's just, okay, whatever. Diddy, he's just, yeah, Diddy's there. We're just used to it. It'll be, hey, Diddy's he's been waiting for trial for 30 years. He's 82 years old. Oh, yeah, Diddy. Oh, yeah. I'll be a son of a gun. We just forgot about him. He's lost the gravitational pull. There's no black socks with him. And every time you hear about Diddy, there's nothing about him that is remotely where you feel good about him. Like, well, he's got a point. The guy on the right, you can say, well, he's a creep, but he wanted to make a statement against, the corporate, whatever it is. But Diddy, does anybody know anything about him? No, he's a creep. He's awful. He's terrible. There's nothing at all. He's been abandoned by everybody. Diddy, Alec Baldwin, completely.
Sharon wants to know, why did they keep changing their names? Yay, Diddy. Is it for tax evasion, or are they just freaks?
I think they forget. And sometimes they mumble, and that's what you think they're saying. But that's not what they said. I have no idea. I don't know when this came. One of the things, it's very nice, Rosie. By the way, how do you pronounce the one? What is it? S-Z-A? Z. Who was the other one dancing? Z. S-Z-A? Z-S-A? The one who was dancing last night with Kendrick. Did you see her?
I can't remember.
I'm telling you this. Come on, folks. What's her name? S-Z-A? Z-S-A? Honey, how do you pronounce her name? S-Z-A? Huh? SZA. Come on, man. Now, this one, bless her heart. By the way, whenever you hear somebody say, bless her heart, that means it's not good. SZA, they squoze her into some kind of a tracksuit. It looked like it wasn't good. Anyway, this is SZA. She was there last night. S-Z-A, right? Who was the one with the wig? The one you couldn't see her eyes? Remember you saw her at the park, Central Park. Hang on a minute. It's my wife. Sia. You ever see Sia? Sia's like 80 years old, but she wore the wig down here and nobody could see. This is fantastic stuff. These people they're marginally talented, and they're coming up with changing names, but also Prince there we go. Look at this. Now, listen, I don't want to be crude. I don't want to be mean, but this is definitely not slimming. When I first saw this, I said, this looks like either it looks kind of like a Shaka Khan, but my only caption to this would be, I'm sorry. Who thought of this? We had a woman here. Did you see the woman who weighs 500 pounds who called a lift? Did you ever hear about her story? She weighs 500 pounds. She's a rapper. She weighs 480, 500 pounds. And the Lyft driver said, I can't drive you. You need a Lyft XL. She says, no, I don't. He goes, no, you're going to kill my suspension or my tires. And she's suing because we have LYFT. It's like, Uber. But anyway, she weighs 500 pounds. Can you please tell me, when did morbid obesity, I think we lost him. When did morbid obesity become acceptable? Remember Lizzo came out as she was doing the WAP and all that. Something I said, my friend. All of a sudden, you're just not there anymore.
You've got a question from Michael Gong. What about the extreme likeness of Zena LaVey and Taylor Swift?
Now, with all due respect, likeness? Yes. How many wigs do you think Taylor Swift wears? I find wigs fascinating. I don't know why. I just find fake hair fascinating. That you can get away with. Oh, by the way, not prediction, but it's starting to make its way on the internets, as we say. Doctors are now saying, this has nothing to do with what we're doing, but doctors are now saying that the heavy metals, the toxins in tattoo ink, they are seeing unbelievable rises in certain forms of cancer, certain forms of skin. Nobody has ever said, pump in a quart of ink into your system. A little thing here, a little thing there. But there are people with sleeves in the face. Watch what happens. Watch what, as you hear more and more about this. You know how sad that's going to be? When more and more people are, I'm just saying, because I've always wondered, how can you do that? How is this not dangerous to saturate your dermal real estate with chemicals? And sure enough, just yesterday I saw it for the first time. They're the wigs. Anyway, my man.
We've got 3 minutes left.
3 minutes?
You've got a super
How did you
chat.
figure this out? It's 12.
Because there's another show.
What are you, the timekeeper? Excuse me. Yeah,
there's another show starting. There's a show starting in 3 minutes.
Okay.
And that show is Ray Hill Part 2. Spent 30 years in prison in UK, and he was a London enforcer. He's an old school gentleman.
Did he do
Lionel. Yeah. Lionel couldn't care less about the subject matter today, but you knock it out of the park. The Wicker Man was a tourism docu. Welcome to Scotland. Are you familiar with the Christopher Lee movie, The Wicker Man?
No, but love Christopher Lee.
Oh, you should watch it. It's great.
Let me tell you something. I love the British gangsters are just the best. Who was that guy? Chopper?
He was Australian.
Chopper. Why? Okay. Oh, listen to you. So dismissive. I love when people get around and you can't understand a word they are saying. There is something so. I think they're the best gangsters because the American, the Italians, we just kind of lost them. They kind of lost that pizzazz. Next to old Japanese Yakuza, serious, very, very serious. All right, are we done? Are we done yet?
All right, now we've got 2 minutes left.
No.
All right,
you've got 2 minutes left. You've got. What's this wee bit?
Angelique wants your thoughts on Henry Kissinger, the Agent Orange guy.
Now, I got to tell you something. Let me just say something to Angelique Bellomini. Anybody, after what we've been talking about, to come up with, what are your thoughts on Henry Kissinger? This is the best show in the world. Henry Kissinger. What about John Foster Dulles? We'll go into that one. Henry Kissinger was a genius and a war criminal, and probably one of the most diabolical, evil, but loved people ever. He was a master. He was the face. Look at this guy. Doesn't he look like at any moment you're going to say, he just looks like it. He's just holding something back. He always looks dyspeptic. He never looked comfortable. And towards the end, we'd see him around town sometimes. Take him a half an hour to get out of a car. Not pretty at all. But he was diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Did you ever hear the tapes of Nixon saying, Henry, we've got to get these damn Jews? And he said, yes, you're right, miss. You're Jewish. He sold his soul. He didn't care.
Did he win the Nobel Prize?
I don't know. Do a quick, I don't know. Oh my God.
Right now.
I'm going to say Kissinger.
He was nominated. No, he was awarded in 1973 for negotiating a ceasefire in Vietnam.
This is my favorite. Let me just leave you with this. I love the people who start wars, whether it's Bibi Netanyahu, whether it's anybody, and then they stop it, and they're called peace people because they stop the war they started. That's like I kidnap you and your family, and then I let you go, and I get an award.
Thank you, my friend. Lionel's links
All
are
the
in the
best.
description box. I'll put them in the live chat. Please subscribe to his channel, and I hope to see you soon, my friend. Adios.
Indeed. All the best.
Adios. Bye-bye. All right. Oh, whoops. meant to stay on then. We're going to go over now to Ray Hill Part 2. And Ray Hill, let's talk about being able to tell stories. He's a hell of a raconteur, and he served 30 years in UK prisons. He's got the old school values. He was a victim of a PDF file when he was a kid. So you can imagine the trauma he went through. And when they put PDFs in with him in prison, he brutalizes them, including stomping on the private parts, in the hope that, he can prevent them from doing this to anyone else in the future. But that's just one little example of his stories. He's got so many. So if you're interested in the true crime podcasts and you want to stay tuned for Ray Hill Part 2, this video will transfer you over to it. The premiere is just beginning right now. And if it doesn't, just click the channel icon and that will take you to it. Tomorrow we got Kirby Summers back, exposing Hollywood. And I think at 11 p.m. we've got another JFK expert. So tons more tomorrow, folks.